So, who am I? I'm Edvins. I've been doing Frontend for about 12 years. Startups, scale-ups, enterprise. What I've been doing? Frontend architecture, design system, and developer experience. I'm based in Riga, and I guess that's enough about me. So, I want to start with a very common AI moment. A couple of weeks ago, I've asked Claude to build me a production-ready component. It was a filterable table. Sorting, search, pagination. 30 seconds later, I had it. It compiled, it looked good. However, when I used it, the tab key didn't move through the rows. Keyboard users were locked out. The search rendered the whole list on every keystroke. And when nothing matched, it showed a blank white box. It looked done, it wasn't. The judgment was missing. The gap between the code that runs and the code that's right is where the job moved. The change is not just a better code generation. For the most part of the front-end history, producing code was the bottleneck. Syntax, boilerplate, 40 lines of code before the interesting part. We got paid partially to time. That cost is decreasing. Cursor, Codex, Claude, Copilot, agents can produce lots of code very quickly. Now the bottleneck is moving towards the judgment. Deciding what's correct, what's good, and how it feels to use it, that's what's left. This is where people get it wrong. They see typing get cheap and they're thinking, the work is disappearing. It isn't. The work moved. The typing was never the job. It just took most of our time. Right now, front-end people are split into two camps. Both are half right. Camp 1 says, it's over. Agents can generate UI, call tools, open pull requests while we sleep. What's a front-end developer even for? And they're right about one thing. The easy part of the job are getting automated. Camp 2 says, it's not bad. Have you seen the AI slope? Inaccessible, bloated, generic. Someone still has to fix it, and they are right about that too. But they don't see why it's a slope. Because problem isn't just model quality. Some of it is structural. There are 4 things AI is still bad at. Bigger models may help, but they don't remove the underlying problem. 1. Taste. AI is trained on patterns from everything people have already made. So by default, it gives you the familiar. And familiar often looks fine, but it's forgettable. Taste is knowing that this button on this screen for these users should be a link, not a primary button. AI can generate 1,000 creations. It can't tell you which one is right. That's still on you. 2, it doesn't know when to stop. An agent can keep moving towards a goal as long as tests pass. But someone has to decide what that should be. Someone has to look at the working code and look at the working feature and say, this is technically correct, but it feels wrong. Knowing when something is done, good enough, or just a bad idea, that's the judgment. 3, and this one should worry you a little. We all know technical debt. Messy code you pay for later. Cognitive debt is when AI fixes your bug. It works, you ship it, and you have no idea where it worked. You didn't learn anything. And here is the trap. The same tool makes careful engineers stronger and careless engineers more dependent. The careful ones uses it to understand the system faster. The careless one uses it to avoid understanding the system at all. You can refactor your way out of the technical debt, but you can't refactor your way out of not understanding your own product. 4, the user. Frontend is where small mistakes become obvious. If the page is slow, people wait. if the button order is wrong, people get lost. If the focus state is missing, some people can't use it at all. AI can make a screen that looks fine. It doesn't know what it costs to use it. You do. And put it all together. AI is strong at average and weak at specific. Good front-end is mostly specific. So, what do we do? 1. Go deeper, not shallower. The instinct is, AI writes the code, so I don't need to understand it. Exactly backwards. The new core skill is reading code faster than you write. You can only review generated code properly if you understand it. 2. Be the editor, not the typist. Anyone can generate the first draft now. The review is knowing what's wrong with it. Review isn't the chore after work. Review is the work. 3. Learn the business, not just the code. A developer who understands the code, who understands both the code and the business, is much harder to replace. Knowing why feature exists in the first place, whether it's any good, that's the layer AI can't reach. 4. Use the tools. Just don't outsource your understanding. Let the agents do the boring 80%. Stay the one who can always answer. Why did this work? The moment you can't, you've taken cognitive debt. So, is the front-end engineering dying in the era? No. Only the easy part. The typing, the boilerplate, pixel pushing, that drains away. What's left is the part that was always on the point, deciding what's right. Let's go back to the table component from the start. The code took 30 seconds to generate. Spotting what was wrong with it, like keyboard performance, empty state, took everything you've learned. That's the job now. And honestly, it always was. So, if you remember one thing, the typing got cheap and thinking got expensive. Be expensive. Thank you.